Hey guys, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Unlimited. As we have breaking news concerning Brock Lesnar and UFC 200. Brock Lesnar appeared on SportsCenter this morning on ESPN, and they asked him a couple questions. They asked him about his legacy. They asked him about pro wrestling. They asked him about when he left the UFC the first time, and they asked him who his opponent will be for UFC 200. Well, let's start off with, they asked Brock, they said, whose idea was this? Who made the first phone call? And Brock said it was all him. He said that ever since he left MMA, ever since he retired, it's been weighing on him because he never felt he was 100% healthy in his run in the UFC. He said that one day he was up in his farm in Canada in the morning, drinking a cup of coffee, and it just came to him. He wants back. He wants to fight again. So he picked up the phone and he called Dana White and said, is it even possible? I'm not going to go try or do or, he's not going to get into all the aspects of starting a camp and talking to Vince unless he knows from Dana that it's possible. He said Dana took the phone call. They had a good conversation and they said it could be possibility. They then asked him, what is the WWE getting out of this and how were they able to let you do this? Why were they able to let you do this? And all Brock said was, when it comes down to it, you have a big boy conversation with the boss. You sit him down, you talk to him, tell him what's going to happen, what you want to happen, and there you go. So Brock said he didn't start like full bore training or anything until he knew he was good to go, until he knew this could be a possibility. And then they asked him, they said, so who are you facing? Do you know? And he said, well, I thought he wasn't going to announce it. I thought he was just going to tiptoe because he says, well, I think he's signed the contract right before we came out here from the break. I think he's finally put pen to paper. And then Brock Lesnar says, I will be fighting at UFC 200 Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt is one of the last guys I wanted to see Brock go against. He just knocked out Frank Mir. Him and Mir had that fight in, I want to say, Australia not too many months ago, and like I said, Hunt knocked him out. Hunt's got the power that no matter how the fight's going, if Hunt can throw a good shot, he's going to knock you out, and he only needs one. So this is the worst case for Brock Lesnar. They asked him, how did you find Mark Hunt? Did you have a opinion on who you were going to fight? Did you have a voice? And he said, I've never picked who I'm going to fight. It was never, all right, Brock, you got XYZ, who do you want? No, they would call me. They said, your next fight's with this, and I took it. Brock said that he didn't care who he fought. He's never cared who he fought. Well, there we have it, guys. Brock Lesnar at UFC 200 will be taking on Mark Hunt. And I'm afraid that Mark's going to knock him out, and he's not going to be able to come back for SummerSlam. He talked about that. He said, yes, I'm going to be working the WWE SummerSlam event. And they asked him, who do you think you're going to face? He said, to be honest, I don't know. All I know is I'm on the card. Which, he's not going to give away storylines, even if he does know, which he might know who he's going to go up against at SummerSlam by now. But, like I said, this is about the UFC. And him fighting Mark Hunt, I feel like Hunt can hurt him to where he may not make it to SummerSlam. But we're going to have to wait and see. One other big notable thing here for Brock Lesnar is that he was asked, what if you get that successful night that you want? What if, and he said, don't say what if, when I have a successful night. She said, okay, when you have a successful night, what if you want more? What if you get that itch? He says, right now, we're going to have the one fight. I don't know if this is it, or I don't know if this is a preview. So Brock did state that if this fight with Mark Hunt goes well his way, if he can win and if he can look good, maybe, just maybe, we can see more Brock Lesnar. And Vince let him do it this one time. I don't see him letting him do it multiple times. He's going to have to wait till his contract expires. I've heard two different things. I've heard he's got a contract till 2018, but the 2018, it's like from April 17 to April 18, and it's an option year where they can pick it up, and then they can extend the contract to next year. But if any more news does come up on Brock Lesnar fighting at UFC 200 and his opponent being Mark Hunt, we will bring it to you here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, guys, comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, and subscribe here on YouTube.